I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you.
We showed you this love-struck college student last week. He traveled 26 countries in 4 years to make this video montage for his epic wedding proposal. But where do you go from there? Joining us this afternoon is Carrie Sue Vega, and we're talking about wedding etiquette. And once you get past the proposal, it's time to set a date. Are save-the-date cards necessary, do you think?
Save-the-date cards are a great tool to help your guests plan, especially if you want your guests to attend. They need to know when the wedding's going to take place. And so save-the-date cards can go out early with just a little bit of information. They can go out 6 to 7 months in advance, and then you can actually send your wedding invitation 6 to 8 weeks, and your guests will already have saved the date, so they'll be able to come.
And RSVPs, it used to be that those were standard, people got them, they responded, but not so much anymore.
Wow, I don't know why it's so hard to RSVP, and especially with wedding RSVPs, more than likely the bride has put a self-addressed, self-stamped RSVP card in there. And so all you need to do is fill it out and drop it in the mail. And unfortunately, I think maybe we're all so overscheduled and busy, and we think, oh, I'm going to set it on my desk, I'll deal with it later, and then all of a sudden you find it when you're clearing out your desk a few weeks later. So you really need to be respectful of the bride and her family. The last thing she needs to do is to be tracking you down whether or not you're coming. So when you get that invitation, deal with the RSVP and respond in the manner in which she asked. Sometimes I've seen, believe it or not, on social media lately, I've seen pictures of people, and they've snapped a picture of the RSVP card and made a comment to the bride, "Can't wait, here's my RSVP." And the bride may miss that, or she may forget to keep track of it. So respond with a little card. It's really easy, and it helps her stay organized.
And the gown has become a big deal, but sometimes the gown you might choose is not the one that you really want to be wearing down the aisle because of wardrobe malfunctions.
Exactly. Unfortunately, right now, I say unfortunately, they look lovely, but right now the trend for bridal gowns is strapless. And sometimes the bride, how often do you wear a strapless dress? Not every day. And so more than likely they're not real comfortable in that. And I've seen many times brides readjusting, shifting, and you don't want that to be your memory of the wedding. You don't want the videographer catching that. You don't want the photographer catching that. You don't want your guests snapping those pictures. So once the dress is on, forget it. Leave it and make sure that it's comfortable.
Now, the tradition of the cake, it used to be that people thought it was funny to take a piece of cake and smash it in the bride or groom's face. Do you see that done anymore?
Unfortunately, people still think it's funny, and it's not. It really sends a bad message. It starts things off on the wrong foot. You really want to be respectful. This is a loving moment. You want to share that cake with one another, and plus smashing it in the face, that's going to mess up the makeup, it's going to mess up the hair, it's going to get on the clothes, and you don't want your pictures reflecting that as well.
And the toast, I want to show you an example of what not to do.
Webster's dictionary defines wedding as the fusing of two metals with a hot torch. Well, you know something? I think you guys are two metals, gold medals.
That's Michael Scott from The Office. Always good for a laugh, but our point is, don't confuse the audience, and most of all, keep it clean.
Exactly, keep it clean. There's mixed company there, there's grandparents there. You may think you're being funny by saying something inappropriate, but it's not funny. So keep it clean. Something to keep in mind if you're responsible for making a toast, plan ahead. Think it through, think through past, present, and future to tie it all together, and keep it short and sweet and clean.
Carrie Sue Vega with Expeditions in Etiquette.